This is Lilian speaking. I have a translation in English. The Republic of Taiwan government on National Day in 2019. The speech of President Jack Junwei-yang, Taiwan's founding of the country first year. VIPs from all countries, social leaders, and the people of Taiwan. Have a nice day. It is the National Day of Taiwan's national construction on January 1st, 2019 today. This is a moment of joy. I, on behalf of the Republic of Taiwan government, sincerely welcome all of you to the venue to share the joy of Taiwan's founding of the country. Taiwan's founding of the country conforms to the spirit of the laws of the universe and the time of its operation. Although Taiwan has not had the name of its own country for 400 years, it has been a long-term struggle by the inhabitants of Taiwan and finally has its own country today. The whole process is hard, but the fruit is sweet. The Republic of Taiwan government is grateful to the world's countries for their care and the support for Taiwan's founding of the country. They believe that Taiwan should not be isolated and give practical support. Perhaps some people in today's national celebrations are inconvenient to come, but we still feel your enthusiasm and the support to celebrate the founding of Taiwan. This is the moment, glory, and that God has given. We will pursue the universal values of mankind and implement the safeguarding of Taiwan's nation interests, protect people's freedom, equality, security, and prosperity, defend our territorial sovereignty, and cherish self-determination in accordance with the Taiwan Constitution, the system of separation of administration, legislation, and the judiciary, the right to enjoy peace and happiness for both themselves and the future generations. Every people of Taiwan has a heart that loves Taiwan and pampers Taiwan. How do you want to share the future of Taiwan? We must first change ourselves and construct a self-improvement mentality so that we can become the power of Taiwan's reform and the dedication to self-business and participate in the construction of a free and prosperous Taiwan. Agriculture is the foundation of a country and the basic conditions for the people's material life. We will cooperate with the national land planning, establish a land tax system, and truly grasp the farming conditions. Carry out planning, contractual cooperation, and guarantee farmers reasonable profits. The government plans to cooperate with industrial parks to avoid excessive inhabitants between production and demand, and to effectively stabilize the social economy. Education is the cornerstone of the country's stability and great achievements. The Republic of Taiwan government will give priority to the establishment of Taiwan's education so that Taiwan's children and the young people have a system of cultivation and careful care in the country so that everyone can effectively manage themselves and apply what they have learned, with the ability to think independently and analyze logic. As a people of Taiwan, he is based in Taiwan, looks at the world, expands his international vision, participates in social public affairs, and honors his country. The future of Taiwan will present a multi-angle vision and a prosperous Taiwan. The Republic of Taiwan government will expand the application of talents in the future and join the recommendation of social harmony, genius, and the social talents. Personal language, habit, and attitude are the primary choices. We believe in the value of freedom, and the nation system is centered on safeguarding people's basic rights. The Republic of Taiwan government pays attention to justice in the judicial process. It is the core spirit and the consent of the law. It must be justified in order to present substantive justice. We established the system of judging, the formation of the judiciary, established the core of the rule of law education, and developed the spirit of knowing the law and obeying the law. Judges are a model of the people's self-management and are judged independently by law to maintain nation order, but they are still supervised by the majority of the Congress. Therefore, we must have a sound judicial system and high-quality rule of law talents. From a harmonious family, a firm belief, and a unique culture in Taiwan that we have to cherish it. We hope that there will be a clean social environment, a policy of perseverance and pride, so that the administration will definitely not change by change, but will not cause the burden of the people, but it will be in accordance with the helper of the people's life, jointly develop life, solve problems, and improve the quality of life. The Congress, People's Assembly, represents the country and the people to search for good policies for Taiwan's sustainable development. For the prudent implementation of good policies, the implementation of freedom and the democracy to form a consensus, emulate the Western parliamentary system and the quality of parliamentary policies. The establishment of the Republic of Taiwan can peacefully resolve the political problems left in the Western Pacific and Taiwan after the Second World War, resolve the political ecology of the struggle, bring the people's life to peace, and enjoy the spiritual values of freedom and equality. Taiwan has become a normal country by law. Normal countries can formally participate in international affairs activities and sign economic and trade agreements with all countries in the world. This will truly improve Taiwan's economic ecology and allow Taiwan and the foreign goods to enter and exit fairly, to develop tourism with the interests of all countries. Taiwan is located on the first island chain of the Western Pacific. We are responsible for the free and open of the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and the responsibility for the stable development of international trade. We will strengthen industrial interaction with the United States and Japan, enhance industrial competitiveness, and actively promote industrial cooperation. The Republic of Taiwan government will be able to play an irrepressible wisdom in this area and develop new cooperative relations with the international community and the countries around the world. We have common goals of choice, prosperity, freedom, and security. We look forward to the prosperity and the stability of the country and the happiness of the people. Grateful for the grace and the glory of God. May God bless all peace, and thank you for participating in today's celebration. The Republic of Taiwan Government President Jun Wei-yang, January 1st, 2019, Taiwan's founding of the country, first year. Thank you very much.